bus drivers of Reddit, what is something you wish customers knew, or would do more? Real live bus driver here. Only been driving for 2 years though. As said already on here, we all wish passengers would have their form of payment ready, as it slows us down a hell of a lot when you don't. More importantly for me though is don't give me death stares or even a smart-ass comment because the bus is late. I pride myself on being on time as much as possible and having good statistics on KPIs, so when I'm not on time it's because of shady traffic, time-consuming interactions with people, or an impossible schedule. My dad isn't a commercial bus driver, but a school one. If them kids could just sit in front like he asked, that'd be great. Signal clearly when waiting at the stop that you want my bus. I can't read your mind or stop on a sixpence when you wait frantically at the last minute. If the bus stop says request stop, then you have to request the bus to stop. Have you passed fare ready before boarding, especially if the bus is stuck in the traffic waiting to serve the bus stop? You can see the bus is there, so don't wait until you're at the driver to root through your bag or do the pocket striptease. If you have young kids, please keep them seated. I don't mind crying, singing, or loud kids, but kids running around the bus means that I will pull up at the next safe point and won't move until you either seat them or remove yourself and them from the bus. If you need extra time to get seated or for me to lower the bus, just ask. The extra 20 to 30 seconds it will take is nothing compared to the paperwork we have to fill out if you have an accident on the bus. Please don't crowd the doors if there is room on the bus. It causes delays as people getting on and off have to push past you. And I will request you to take a seat if there is one. If you have a question for me, please ask when getting on, not when I'm driving. Also, don't expect me to be an oracle and getting pissed because I don't know where every side street or pub is. They're not answering because their "do not speak to the driver" sign is up. I wish they knew I have the power to kill them all. I used to be a bus driver years ago. I usually found other drivers far more annoying than passengers. But one thing I disliked was when a long line of people would get on and each ask where the bus was going. Like, there's a sign on the outside of the bus that tells you this, and B, you just heard 10 other people ask that question and get exactly the same answer. Edit. I think a lot of you are misunderstanding what I'm saying. There is a big difference, to me, at least, between asking, "Where does this bus go?" which is very frustrating, and asking, "Does this bus go to some specific place?" which is fine. I'm not a bus driver, but I wish people would stop leaving trash in the bus. I'm tired of picking it up. It's been said already, but to reiterate. Ring the bell, pull the cord, push the button, however it works on your bus, for your stop at least a block or two before we actually get to the stop. And even if it's a stop we will make anyway. Drivers can't read your minds, so signaling will let us know you want to get off the bus. Signaling as we pass your stop is pointless, because buses can't stop on a dime. Don't step out in front of a bus and expect us to stop safely for you. Also, after getting off the bus, don't cross in front of us. Either cross behind us or wait for us to pass. It's too easy for us to run you over. If you see your bus at your stop, board quickly. We are on a schedule and cannot wait around for everyone to lollygag their way to the stop. Hurry up and get to the bus. You're holding up the bus and everyone on it. If you're the only one standing at a stop served by multiple routes and I'm a bus that you don't want, signal to me that you don't want my bus so I don't have to waste my time stopping for you. Shake your head, turn away from us, step away from the stop or something. Buses are not taxis. We have routes, schedules, and designated stops. If you are on the street in between stops and see a bus you need or want, don't flag them down and expect them to stop for you. Many times our policies don't permit us to stop anywhere except a designated bus stop. We are most likely not the last bus that will ever service your stop. So if you miss your bus, or if we leave before you make it to the stop, don't try to sprint to catch up with us. Wait for the next one. And if you really need to catch my bus at that very moment, be on time to the stop. When the bus is crowded, please move as far back as you can to allow people to get on the bus. There is no stigma to sitting in the back of the bus. When exiting the bus, use the back doors unless you need special attention off boarding, e.g., if you're in a wheelchair, use a walker. Or otherwise require us to kneel the bus, which can only be done at the front. When boarding a bus with a special needs passenger who is off boarding, wait for them to get off and clear the bus before you push your way on. Be considerate of other people. This is not your personal limousine. This is public space. Not everyone wants to watch you eat or hear your music or watch your videos. If you clip your nails on my bus, I will kick you the fuck off it. That is just plain disgusting. Take care of your personal hygiene in a proper bathroom somewhere else. If you need help with anything, especially route information, never hesitate to ask the driver. 9 times out of 10, they will be happy to help. But please don't distract us for too long. We can't be your therapist and safely operate the bus at the same time. Nor would many of us want to. We are people too, not your servants, so please be kind and courteous to us. We may be in a service position, but that doesn't mean we have to take your shit. This is a large vehicle, not a jungle gym. Find a seat and sit in it. Do not swing yourself from the bars. If you cannot sit down, hold on to something. This list is way longer than I thought it would be. My dad services buses for the CTA here in Chicago, and the amount of nasty things he's had to clean up for people is insane. Things like condoms, rotten food, he's even found used needles once. Please remember that the bus is not your personal trash can. Someone has to clean that mess up. Aside from that, he loves his job though, and even got to do the holiday bus one year. Here he is dressed up as an elf for it. One thing I would have liked people to know when I was driving was that once the doors are closed and we're pulling away, it's too dangerous to reopen the doors and let you on. We're not being dicks by driving off. Too many accidents happen when people ignore this, and it's the driver that gets the blame. Not a driver, but a regular bus user who would like to post something on behalf of the drivers. If the bus is late due to traffic, this is not the driver's fault. So many people get on my bus and give the driver an earful when the bus is late. Do you really think that driver has control over the traffic buildup in the 2 cities that the bus travels between? Do you think that the driver has the ability to magically fly over the cars in order to get to your bus stop in time? The driver is enjoying this traffic even less than you are. They have no control over it. Give him, her a break. At least you have the option to get off and walk. I drove for my college's transportation system, so there were no fares to ride. One thing that's a given on most public transportation systems is the courtesy of letting the people currently on the bus get off before you try to get on. This was very difficult for college kids for some reason, and it was compounded by the fact that you can board through both the front and the back door. So we'd have people trying to squeeze their way on at both doors, while there were still people getting off. It's a pipe dream, but that problem would go away completely if everyone would just board in the front and exit in the back. Such a simple solution that sadly will never, ever happen because people are too, insert adjective. Also, when you get on the bus or are already on it, and the bus is getting full so you're standing, and there are more people coming on, move toward the back. I had to sit there and talk to these people, of all ages, like children. Please move back and make room, because they simply were unaware that they were standing directly in the way of like 20 people trying to board when there's still plenty of room on the bus. I guess, if I can sum it all up, just pay attention, and realize that you're not the only person on the bus. I wonder if it's a British thing, but whenever get the bus, we don't stand in line or form an orderly queue, rather just mill around our stand wherever. However, while doing that we will have taken note of exactly who was there before we were. So when the bus arrives, a queue will spontaneously form with everyone in the exact order of arrival. We are not a tourist information hub. School bus driver here. Please stay seated. I sometimes have to apply the brakes, and if you are standing or switching seats you could be injured. Which means I have paperwork to do. Don't throw rubbish on the floor. I have to clean it up. Teachers on charters, at the end of your trip, don't spend 10 minutes on the bus talking to your students. Get off the bus. I have places to go. And thank you for checking the bus for rubbish your students left. Yes, I do like gift cards. Not a driver but as the parent of a wild child, apparently like every bus driver's worst fear is running over a child they can't see. Let your driver breathe. Hold your kid's hand when the bus approaches. I'm on a bus as I type this. I want to know why some people choose to stand, particularly at the front, near the driver, when there are plenty of seats available. My girlfriend and I are both drivers in the UK. We've thought of a few. If there's perspex between you and the driver, speak up. It's much louder in the cab than you think. When you put your card on the machine to scan, please leave it alone. Do not move it around, side to side, swipe it, or remove it from the machine after 0.2 seconds. Please stop using buses to break big notes. Change is valuable to us. Using £20 to pay £2.30 makes us hate you, especially when we see piles of coins in your wallet. Following on from that, small change like 1p and 2p isn't change. It's worthless and heavy. Stop thinking you're doing us a favor by dumping your shit coins on us. Ring the damn bell. The number of times someone's just come and stood behind me without saying a word and expected me to see them and stop is ridiculous. We're concentrating on the road, not the saloon, Graham. Buses can't fly. We're late because of traffic and because of idiots doing all of the above.